Welcome, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the loveSkills pre-show, where we are giving you a sneak peek behind the scenes of our upcoming erotic weekend, October 14th and 15th. I'm Professor Playtime, the Executive Director for Love and your host of the loveSkills pre-show. On this show, we're going to be speaking with experts, hosts, and facilitators of our upcoming event, loveSkills. Today, I'm honored to be joined by Aleya Wylde.
Hey, thank you so much for having me here. I'm really honored. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. And for anybody who is tuning in and unfamiliar, as a relationship guide and experience curator, Aleya guides humans in cultivating a nourishing relationship to themselves, their bodies, sexuality, and livelihood through an exploration of sensualism, self-intimacy, eroticism, creativity, slow living, and self-liberation. So welcome to the show. Thanks so much for being here.
Oh my God, my pleasure. My deep, deep pleasure. Thank you.
We are super excited to have you this year. And so, Aleya, we want to give listeners a chance to get to know you a little bit better. So can you start by sharing with us your journey? Like, what brought you into the work that you do today?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like there have been so many journeys that have culminated together, and what stands out the most is really diving into this practice of what a lot of people would call sacred sexuality.
Mm.
It What I will say is that I went through a journey for about 6 years in my early 20s, just sleeping with a lot of people, really from a place of deep lack and just really like needing to be filled by
Mhm.
something. And I slowly got turned to this idea of sacred sexuality and what it is to be in tune with your body, what it is to create that clarity with what actually feels like a yes for my body, and this new world between me, my body, and the people that I allow into my field, and how transformative and loving that could be. And yeah, just over the years, I dove deeper and deeper into the relationship with my body, to being in this relationship with what it is to really understand like what I want.
Mm.
And yeah, through that journey and through practicing with different lovers and becoming more liberated with my queerness and my sexuality,
Mhm.
I began to dive into what I call present sexuality, which is the practice of bringing aliveness, of bringing our that totality of experience into these relational dynamics, where like it's not, we begin to dissolve the need to perform. We dissolve these stories that we were taught on what sexuality and relationship is supposed to look like. And through that, is where I found something really profound, where I found the universe, where I found God, where I found great healing is within our relationships. And so yeah, it just guided me to create Sensual Sensorium, tantric tasting, and just the way that I guide other people in their lives is really through my own healing.
And I love the distinction that's felt when you say like present sexuality versus some of the more, common, right, that you might hear, which is like sacred sexuality or conscious sexuality. And I think it just speaks, it finds verbiage for things that I've been trying to articulate for some time, right? Which is
Right.
that, like, what does it mean to be like deeply embodied and present in the totality of the sensual, sexual, etc. experience? So I love that. And I'm really excited that you're bringing this to the conversation within Love Skills as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think for those of you, for those who are probably asking even more deeply, well, what is present sexuality? It's most similarly, a lot of us understand what tantra is, and
Mhm.
because also I didn't come from that lineage of school of thought, like I understand it, I've explored it. Present sexuality is born from like my present day like understanding of what tantra is, of what conscious sexuality is, of what sacred sexuality is. And so, yeah.
Beautiful. So, what do you think is the most common misconception that people have about either your journey or your work or both? And really, another way to ask the same question is, what's something that you wish more people understood about you and your work?
Mm, that is a great question. I I would say that my prayer, it's more so around, it's more so around the the fear that sometimes comes when it comes to really being in curiosity of this type of work. Like I've definitely, a common experience that I find with people who might be curious about this work is actually a lot of fear around doing it.
Mm.
And I I really validate that fear, and I really see it. And my prayer is really to just really invite people that, okay, like even if you are experiencing fear around this type of work, it it is like, it is so liberating.
Mhm.
Like the liberation that I've received from diving into this work, and that it's also beyond sexuality. It's not all like sexual.
Mhm.
It's really, it's intimacy. It is just that I mean, what it starts with is that foundational intimacy that actually goes beyond the sex, beyond the erotic exploration, and into the foundation of that safety, that that expression of what it is to see and simply be seen by another person. And
Mhm.
so that, I feel like people look at my work sometimes, and they go like, oh my god, it's all sexual, and that's really only half of it.
Mhm. Yeah, that resonates with me for sure. I think there's a lot of misconceptions um, about what it may or may not mean to work in the world of intimacy. And just, I mean, in this role here, right, where I'm playing host and connecting with so many different facilitators that exist within such a wide spectrum of what it means, right, to be intimate or in relation to self or other. It's so much wider than what it often or can sometimes be limited to, right? Which is this idea that it is all centered around sex. And even what does that mean, right? That sex is this like penetrative act of some sort with another. So I'm really glad that you're bringing you're recentering the conversation into like the larger conversation that we're actually having here, which is how do we
Yeah.
connect with self and other. So
Mhm.
let's talk a little bit about the experience that you are going to be bringing in your workshop at loveSkills. And just a quick plug on your behalf for anybody who's listening, Aleya is going to be facilitating on Saturday, October 14th from 3 to 4:15. That's Pacific Standard Time. And so what are some of the topics or exercises that people can expect to explore in joining your Sensual Sensorium workshop?
Yeah. So what I would say is like Sensual Sensorium, it is an experience. And so from start to finish, we're going to be embarking in this experiential journey through our senses. And so what others can expect is to be it is a partnered experience. And so it centers on very foundational elements of listening, of boundaries, of communication, and then there is touch involved. So we are really diving into this experience of what it is to hold another and to be held by another through sensation. So we'll get to explore with like different tactile items like honey and rope and feathers and all sorts of items to awaken our senses in a very intimate setting, which is between you and the person that you're with, as well as holding awareness that there's others that are going to be there who are going to be going on a similar journey as you. And so what one can take away from this experience is how to hold a space for others and also be in receptivity, be in receptivity to our experience, to our spectrum of aliveness, spectrum of pleasure. And you'll be able to take away how to better communicate, how to better track your partner and people around you, and how to better communicate and how to allow just increments of intimacy into your life.
Mm-hmm. And you had sort of honed in on the word experience, right, over workshop or right. And I want to circle back to that in part because this is something that I find myself struggling to, or have in the past found myself struggling to clearly articulate when people ask why we describe something like loveSkills or other For Love events as immersive and experiential more so than a party or a workshop. And so I'm curious for you, what makes something an experience, and like why is that so important for you to kind of make that distinction with what people can expect here?
Yeah. I mean, in my own journey, I really went through a lot of different names, like the workshop, the like all these different names, and an experience really rang through, because the distinction here is these are spaces for you, for someone else to be in the experience of themselves. So to experience something is to be immersed in something.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel that out of all the different words, like that is how I want others to connect to themselves, because life is an experience we are having.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I just really feel that above all else, like I want people to understand that they get to experience something. They also get to choose if they don't want to experience this. Like this is something that they get to. And also I feel like experience it is to be in participation.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's key here. Moving from this like workshop, like student teacher to let's create spaces for people to experience themselves and their own mastery and unlock that own intelligence within themselves.
Yes. Yes to all of this. So much yes, right? And I so appreciate your ability to kind of articulate what that is for you, and why that's so important. Because I think I share a very similar, and we really at For Love share a very similar approach in that, like, when we can design something where it isn't like hierarchical teaching, right? Where we're right. It's collaborative and experiential. It's you
Mhm.
know, we can learn and take so much from having somebody share something with us, from having somebody pass knowledge. But in my experience, the most foundational transformations occur when we experience it ourselves. Like when our somatic experience is also tied into it. It's not just theory or concept. So I'm
Right.
super excited that you're bringing, kind of extending on that in this particular workshop, loveSkills.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So of all the workshops that you do, you had referenced one earlier. Why do you feel that this workshop was the important one to include for this year's lineup, right? Just in consideration with everything that's going on, where you're at in life, like, why did this one feel like the one to do?
Because now more than ever, with all that has been happening, over the last few years, it's essential that people remember the beauty that comes with choosing to be in our body, with choosing to feel not only pleasure but aliveness.
Mm.
To remember that we hold the power to be with all of it, to be with the discomfort, to be with the pleasure, to be with the in between moments. This like inner resiliency, it is a rebellion to choose to go from existing to truly living,
Mm-hmm.
to choose to remember intimacy, to remember the power of community, remember the power of touch, of connection. And so, yeah, like this really feels like it was essential to what you guys are creating. And so, yeah, it comes from a very personal space within myself.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, we're definitely very excited to have you this year. And yeah, for listeners, we've been trying over a year to make this happen. So I'm super stoked that it is officially
Me
happening.
too.
You're able to get Aleya to join us. And so for anybody who is listening to this and is like, holy shit, I want to connect with Aleya, what's the best way for them to do that? What's the best way for them to get in touch?
Yeah, right now it's Instagram. So my handle is Aleya Wylde. And yeah, I love connecting with others. So feel free to just shoot me a message. All the links to my website and all the other ways to connect are on that platform. So yeah.
Perfect. And for anybody who is just listening and it doesn't have it in front of them, the spelling is ALEYAWYLDE for the Instagram handle.
Right.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Aleya, for being here today and for being a part of the incredible lineup of facilitators and for bringing all of your magic to the Love Skills weekend. And thank you to everyone who has been watching this or listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to help us spread the word about Love Skills and other For Love events. And remember that Love Skills tickets are officially on sale now. You can grab your tickets at forlove.love/events with the password loveyourself. There also will be a bunch more information about different ways to connect with Aleya and any of the other hosts of Love Skills. So thank you again, Aleya, and we will see everybody next time on the next installment of the Love Skills pre-show.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thanks so much.